Please don't forget subscribe to the channel and hit the bell to get notified of new daily videos.
When Lyle and I found our new place, it felt like a fresh start. A bright, airy apartment in the city, just a little older but with freshly painted walls and new appliances. We'd been together for years, and this was our first real step into building a shared home, away from college dorms and temporary sublets. Everything was perfect, or so I thought. The only point of contention was a mirror. An enormous, floor-length thing Lyle had inherited from his eccentric gray tant. It was beautiful in a gothic, unsettling way, dark, carved wood framing a glass that wasn't like modern mirrors. It had a strange, smoky depth to it, almost like looking into still, dark water instead of polished silver. Lyle insisted it was valuable, an antique, and absolutely had to go in our bedroom. I argued for the living room, or even the hall, but he was adamant. "It's a family piece, Yael. It's supposed to bring good fortune," he'd said, a strange, almost manic glint in his eye. So the ancient monstrosity ended up dominating one entire wall of our sleep space. At first, it was just annoying. I'd wake up and instinctively meet my own gaze, and frankly, I didn't love staring at my tired morning self. But then, the annoyance started to curdle into something else. Dread. I began to feel perpetually exhausted, like my energy was being siphoned away while I slept. I'd drag myself through work, craving coffee, only to feel just as drained by evening. And the mirror, it started to show it. My reflection in it was always a bit more worn, more sallow than what I saw in the bathroom mirror or in my phone's selfie camera. Darker circles under my eyes, a faint grayish tint to my skin, a tired, almost haunted expression. It was subtle at first, easily dismissed as bad lighting or my own fatigue, but it kept getting worse. Yet Lyle seemed to be thriving. He was more energetic than ever, more focused at work, almost radiating a strange, vibrant health. He'd spend ages in front of the mirror, not checking his outfit, but just gazing. Sometimes he'd smile at his reflection, a slow, self-satisfied smile I didn't recognize. One evening, I watched him. He was standing there, his back to me, talking, whispering. I couldn't make out the words, but the tone was intimate, almost devotional. My blood ran cold. "Lyle," I called out, my voice thin. He jumped, startling, and turned, his face flushing. "Just admiring the craftsmanship, Yael. It's truly magnificent." He gave me a wide, too bright smile. "You look tired, love. You should rest." I stopped sleeping well after that. The mirror felt like a hungry eye in the room. I tried covering it with a blanket, but Lyle found it, threw the blanket off, and gave me a chillingly calm lecture about respecting family heirlooms. He seemed genuinely angry, almost like I was the one trying to harm it. I tried to move it, but it was incredibly heavy, bolted to the wall in some archaic way. I felt trapped. My energy was at an all-time low. I was losing weight, my hair felt brittle, and my skin had taken on a papery quality. In the bedroom mirror, I looked like a ghost of myself, gaunt cheeks, sunken eyes, lips often tinged blue. My reflection seemed to stare out with an agony that wasn't entirely mine. But Lyle, he was positively glowing. His eyes sparkled, his skin was clear, he practically vibrated with vitality, and his obsession with the mirror grew. He'd spend hours in front of it, humming, sometimes even laughing softly. I'd glimpse his reflection there, looking impossibly sharp, vibrant, a stark contrast to my own fading image beside him. The worst part was when I started seeing things in my reflection that I wasn't doing. A slow turn of its head when I was perfectly still. A flicker of a malevolent smile when my face was placid. Once, as I stared, I saw my reflection, its gaunt hand slowly reaching out towards Lyle's vibrant reflection, as if trying to grasp something from him. Lyle's reflection, oblivious, just smiled back. It was like a silent, horrifying play acted out on the silvered surface, showing a terrifying, parasitic relationship I was unwillingly part of. I knew I had to act. Lyle wasn't Lyle anymore. He was a vessel, or worse, a willing accomplice. He saw the mirror as giving him power, vitality, and I was just the inconvenient source. One morning, while he was at work, I grabbed the heaviest object I could find, a decorative brass lamp, and approached the mirror. My hands trembled. My reflection in it looked utterly terrified, its mouth open in a silent scream. I could almost hear it begging me not to, or urging me on. I wasn't sure. As I raised the lamp, I heard a creak from the hallway. Lyle was home early. My heart hammered. He must have forgotten something. I only had seconds. I swung the lamp with all my remaining strength. There was a sickening crack that echoed like a gunshot, and the glass spiderwebbed outwards from the point of impact. My reflection, shattered into 1,000 shards, seemed to scream. Then the door to the bedroom flew open. Lyle stood there, his eyes wide, then narrowing into slits of pure fury when he saw the broken mirror. "What have you done?" he roared, a voice that was not entirely his own. He lunged for me, his strength incredible. He grabbed my wrists, pulling them behind my back, twisting me towards the shattered mirror. "You'll pay for this, Yael. You think you can steal from us." I screamed, kicking and struggling, but his grip was iron. He dragged me closer to the still-standing frame, forcing me to look at the fragmented reflections. In one shard, my face was a desiccated husk. In another, Lyle was triumphantly vibrant, almost glowing. I felt a cold, draining sensation wash over me, stronger than ever before. This wasn't just a mirror. It was a parasitic entity, feeding on me, and Lyle was its devoted keeper. I gathered every last ounce of strength, let out a desperate, guttural cry, and stomped hard on his foot. He yelled, his grip loosening just enough for me to wrench free. I didn't stop to look back. I sprinted out of the apartment, down the stairs, and onto the street, still in my pajamas, my bare feet slapping against the cold pavement. I didn't know where I was going, just that I had to get away. I could hear Lyle's enraged shouts behind me, but they faded as I ran. I never looked back at the apartment. I never saw Lyle again. The police found him later, unresponsive, sitting on the floor in front of the shattered mirror, muttering incoherently about stolen blessings and the gift. They took him to a psychiatric ward. The mirror, or what was left of it, was removed as evidence, though I doubt they understood what they were truly dealing with. I was told Lyle seemed diminished, frail, like someone had sucked the life right out of him, like he had become the reflection I used to see of myself. I'm safe now, physically. But sometimes, when I catch my own reflection in a window or a shop display, I see it. A faint flicker of that sickly pallor, a brief shadow in my eyes, a ghost of the life that was stolen. And I wonder how much of me is truly left. How much did that mirror take before I escaped its silent, hungry gaze? I still don't trust any reflection. Sometimes, I swear, there's a flicker of someone else looking back.
If you enjoyed this video, please hit the thumbs up button to like it. And please do subscribe to support the channel.